to Travel Data Insights demo. The purpose of the Travel Data Dashboard demo is to provide higher management and insight into their data to get an overall perspective of how the company is performing with regards to travel expenses. Management can use this demo to get a quick overview of the distribution of travel across various geographies and departments, and then can perform more detailed analysis to answer how to rationalize their travel-related expenses. Let's have a look at the dashboard now. The Travel Data Dashboard demo fetches the data from the travel portal, which maintains history and details of all travel bookings made by employees of the organization. The data in the Travel Data Dashboard demo is from 1st April 2012 to 17 June 2013. We can see the number of travels that has been made in this period. Further, the dashboard can provide information of number of employees filtered by filters such as the origination country, the destination country, the dates, that is categorized by year, quarter and the month, and the further categorization is done based on the business unit, the travel purpose, whether the travel is recoverable, that is billable or not, whether it is budgeted, and the travel type, that is domestic or international. Have a look at the two objects that are contained in this container, that is the business unit wise travel and the geography wise travel. Let's see how we can get some insights out of it. For example, if you want to look at only the international travels made, then let's select the international field. This gives us that the operator's business unit of the organization has made the most number of travels in the time period that we have selected. On selecting the year 2013, we observe that the network groups has made the most number of travels in the year 2013. Comparing it with the past year, we see that the networks was on the 4th number in the organization with 130 travels. This year, the network groups itself has made 122 travels, with half of the year still remaining. So this gives us an insight that the network groups has been making more number of travels. So we need to focus on the network business unit to find out whether there has been a proportionate increase in the number of travel, in the revenue for the network's business unit. Coming over to the geography based travel, we can see the number of travels categorized by each of the countries where the employees are traveling to. Here again, if you notice, the Finland country, the domestic travels within the country itself is a lot. So we need to focus on why there has been so many travels within the Finland country itself. Okay, so there has been 772 travels that has been made within the country itself. By clicking on the various business units, we can figure out which particular business unit has been making the most number of travels. In this case, we see about 1/7 of the travel, that is 108 out of the 772 travels, the corporate engineering group is making the most number of travels. Further filtration of the travel purpose will give us what is the purpose of the travel, and then we can figure out the reasons of such travels and put a control on the cost for it. Coming over to the trend analysis tab, here we can see there are 4 categories by which we can observe the trends. One is the business unit, the second is whether the travel is recoverable, the third one is whether the travel is budgeted or not, and the fourth one is the travel type. If we look at the business unit, we can filter down to the business unit that is of our concern. For example, business development and sales in the corporate engineering group. We can look month on month how the number of travels has been there, and we can observe the spikes. For example, in the month of February, we see that the corporate engineering group has made there has been a 100% increase in the number of travels made by the corporate engineering group. Again, by looking at the travel purpose, we can see which particular area is in which the most number of travels has been made. By doing a lot of filtration, we can get the actual insights of where our travels are occurring more. And if you want to select want to have a view of the data of what exactly or who is traveling, we can go over to the data tab to see who is making the most number of travels for a particular business group. For example, here we have selected business development and sales in the corporate engineering group. These are all the employees in the year 2013 for a particular quarter who have made these travels, and again we can filter it by an assignment. If you know the employee code of the person for which you want to figure out the number of travels he or she has made during the year, then you can enter that employee code in the search box. The QlikView has an auto suggest feature which allows you to see the various numbers that are associated with this particular employee code. Upon selecting this employee code, you can see the number of travels that person has made during the year and the details of all the travels that has been made. You can variable search by business unit, or you can search by other things such as the cost center or the country. This will give you details in the data table here. Another feature that I want to talk to you about today is the reports feature. I've already defined a report which we can access by clicking on the reports tab. The name of the report that I've created is a travel report. What it does is it gives me the number of travels made by each of the business units distributed by both domestic and international travel. It gives me the option to print the report or to save it as a PDF. I am selecting the option to print as a PDF here. Since I already had a document with the same name, so I'm choosing to overwrite that document. The travel report now gives me the number of travels made by each of the business units, both domestic and international, during the year. Since all of the business units cannot be covered in one page, so the entire report is covered in 2 pages, with the rest of the business units data covered in the second page. The About tab describes the features that we discussed today in this demo, namely the data sources, some of the examples that we walked through, and the reports feature. I hope you have enjoyed the Travel Data Insights demo. Thank you for taking our time today to watch this demo. Please also have a look at the other demos in my YouTube channel.